Welcome to VisionRecordingStudios.com and our YouTube channel, Vision Recording CT, depending on where you're checking out this video. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about live recording of a rock band in a club, recording that band live, multi-track recording that band, and then finally bringing that recording session back to our studio to bring it into our DAW, which we will edit, mix, and then eventually master the recording to give our client a high quality live recording of their live performance. And we use three pieces of Presonus gear, if you will, to accomplish this. We use the Studio Live digital mixer, the 16.4.2. We use their recording software that comes with the Studio Live called Capture. We'll take a look at that. And then we're also going to take a look at their DAW Studio One Pro, all of which I use on a regular basis. And Presonus makes fantastic stuff. And I will do full-on reviews of those three pieces of gear in the future, but I just want to kind of give everyone a look-see to how we actually record a band live and how we take a live recording and make it sound amazing so the client has a really good live recording, all completely multi-track. So without further ado, let's take a look at Capture. Now, Capture is a software that comes with all the Studio Live digital mixers, the 24-channel as well as the 16-channel. And again, as I said, it is a recording application for recording in a live setting, which is fantastic. So here's Capture, and it's kind of just a pretty bare bones recording application. It's not like a DAW where you can add insert effects and do all that. This is really just a multi-track recorder, but you can do a lot of editing in this as well, which I really don't do. Maybe I'll get into teaching you how to do some editing in Capture itself in a future video. But we use this basically just to get the raw track. So what we had is just a basic rock cover band in a club a couple of weeks back, and we had 8 tracks consisting of a drum kit with a kick, snare drum, floor tom, just a small little drum kit, a bass guitar, an electric guitar. We had 2 background vocals in this band, as well as a lead vocal. 8 channels, that's it. And we recorded 3 sets worth of music, about 3 hours long in total, into Capture. So if you've never used a Studio Live mixer along with Capture, go check out Presonus's website. I'll put the link up on the screen here in a second so you can check it out. A fantastic mixer, a fantastic product. If you want to do live recording, this is the package to have, hands down. And I've done live recording for many years with different types of mixers and different types of methods. And although they work, this Presonus setup is by far the best that I've used, and is certainly the easiest and the most user-friendly, if you will. So basically the way it works is you have a FireWire out on your digital mixer on the Studio Live after you've plugged all your microphones into the 16 inputs from the stage into a snake, from the stage snake into the Studio Live. Out of the Studio Live, you have one FireWire that goes from the Studio Live to a laptop. In our case, we used a MacBook Pro running this Capture software that you see on the screen. And as soon as you hit this button here, all the tracks become armed and ready to record, and you can actually see my voice coming in on channel 16. And as soon as you hit play, the band starts playing, you hit play, and now we're instantly multi-track recording everything that's coming from the stage, which is a fantastic thing. Real easy, one button click recording. So after we recorded the band, this is what we have. We have the 8 tracks along 3 hours worth of music here. So we're just going to take a look at a few different songs here eventually. So what you can do with Capture, although you could take this and bring it right into Studio One. You don't even need to open up this session file in the Capture software. What Presonus has done, and it's really intuitive, is you could take a Capture session file, and open it in Studio One, and it will label all your tracks and bring it all in real seamless, and we'll show you that in a second. But I wanted to show you what the Capture software looked like, and what you can also do if you're at a club and let's say you wanted to you recorded the band and you wanted to do, during the band doing their teardown before they take off for the night, you wanted to do a quick little mix and throw them a quick little demo. Well, if you have a set of headphones what you can do is you can actually play back this recording through the Studio Live into headphones, and you can actually just burn it right onto a CD. And the way you would do that is, and I will throw up a picture of the Studio Live in a second and you'll see, but right underneath the trim controls, the gain input controls on the Studio Live mixer, beneath the phantom power button, there are FireWire return buttons. You enable those FireWire return buttons, so if you have 8 tracks, kick, snare, floor tom, bass, guitar, etc., etc. If kick is on track 1, as it is here, you enable the FireWire return on the Studio Live for track 1. You push up the channel 1 fader and you'll be hearing the kick drum. And you do that for all the different microphones. And now you can listen to this recording, come back through the Studio Live mixer into a set of headphones. You could do a quick little mix, dump it out on a CD, and you can give it to the band if they don't want to, wait for a real, high level polished recording, which is what we're going to talk about. So let me give you a quick idea of what this just sounds like after we recorded it. So let's give a quick little listen so you can just hear the raw tracks and what this little example sounds like. Okay, so you get the idea. So you have basic raw tracks here that were recorded. And again, we're going to bring this into Studio One in a second. So that's the capture software. Again, if you haven't taken a look at this before, go to the Presonus website and check this out. Really, really good if you want to record your act live. So anyhow, let's close this because we really don't need to use this to bring it into Studio One. But one last point. If you weren't using Studio One, and let's say you were using Pro Tools or Cubase or Logic as your DAW of choice, you could still use the Studio Live and Capture. What you would do is you can record the act live using the Capture software, excuse me, and then you can export these files, these tracks as WAV files, and then bring the WAV files into your DAW of choice if you want to. It's an extra step, but you can definitely do it. And then therefore you can use Capture and the Studio Live with any DAW. But if you happen to use Studio One, which I do, it's a lot more streamlined. Let me show you that. So let me close Capture here for a second. Okay, we're not going to save that. And then let's go back to that same session file, which again was the Capture session file. Okay, here it is. And we right click on this and say open with Studio One. It'll open with Studio One as a default. So we open it with Studio One. It's going to take a minute or two to load up here. Give us a second. Here we go. Studio One just taking a second here to load up. Okay, so now we are in Studio One and we have those 8 tracks from the Capture session came right into Studio One. So here we got the kick, the snare, the floor tom, bass, guitar, 2 backing vocals, and a lead vocal. Okay, so it brought in all the tracks, labeled them just like you saw it in Capture. So now we're already set up in Studio One where we could begin editing and color coding our tracks and getting ourselves ready to go, which is great. In the next set of videos, we'll talk about working on the kick, working on each individual instrument and how we take a live sound and make it sound amazing, more like it was when it was done in a studio. So that it's a little bit different than dealing with a band that was recorded in a controlled environment. Recording a band in a live club, we deal with a lot more obstacles. They're a lot more hard to control than we do when we're in a studio type of a situation, which we'll talk about in future videos. But anyhow, that's how you bring a recording from the Capture software, Presonus Capture, into Studio One. And it's a great way to do a live recording. So check out Presonus.com, check out their Studio Live mixers, check out the Capture software along with Studio One if you don't use Studio One already. But again, you can use any DAW with Capture and the Presonus. Again, it's just a little more streamlined if you're using Studio One. So that's it for now. We'll see you next time where we start talking about setting up this session to go ahead and get it ready to edit and start mixing this session. So until next time, this is Dave from Vision Recording Studios. Be sure to check out my partner. He has a great home recording website as well called thehomestudiotrainer.com. Johnny over there has done a great job. He's a Presonus guy as well. And if you want some home instructions on Presonus gear, or really any kind of recording tips and information, Home Studio Trainer is a great resource. So again, check out his website as well. And we'll see you next time. Take care.